Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever the hell you're listening to this. You're listening to Fat Unathletic Nerds Talking Sports, the sports pod with Dad Buds. This is your host, JackKnife, alongside your other host, the Zack Danielz. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing pretty good. We're going to take a sip of this bourbon, and we're going to get started.
Oh, you're partying tonight, huh, Zach? As you could probably tell, we're back on the Discord tonight, but we'll be back at the bowling alleys some other time, so... But, you know, like I said, we'll be back there eventually. Just couldn't do that tonight.
We'll find time. We'll find time. I just, my life's been a little bit hectic between work and life at home. You know, you just got to roll with the punches like always. So this is my escape, and a lot of stuff's going on. We're talking lots of sports tonight. So why don't you kick us off, Jack? Where are we starting?
All right, well, first off, before we start, I do want to give a shout out to one of my friends and his unit in the 201st Field Artillery Regiment of the West Virginia National Guard. Unfortunately, he requested I don't use his name, but you listening to this, you know who you are. And hope your buddies enjoy this too. Also, I do want to...
Awesome.
There was a statement I made last week regarding booing your own players and like what do you want from me. It just didn't quite make sense when I listened to it again. So I'm going to try to say it again. It's like, if you boo your own player, or player on your own team, and pointing out they're sucking, or they're underachieving, you get called a bad fan, or you're not a real fan, and should just root for your team no matter what. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I already am rooting for the team. I'm just pointing out that he sucks right now. But let's say I was gung-ho over him, despite him being awful. I'd be called awful, and people would be like, wait, what are you looking at? They suck. I can't win. Personally, I'd rather show that I know what I'm talking about, as opposed to acting like everything is okay when it isn't. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Dude, you're talking to a Philly fan. Like, you know what's funny about booing? Because the Mets thing was the funniest shit in the world, honestly. Like, just the funniest shit in the world. Because how do you think the fans are going to respond to you doing, oh, we do this because you guys boo us? Like, we have every right to boo. Play better. That's what you get.
Yeah, exactly. One of my friends, who was an Eagles fan was like you, but, when the Rangers, would struggle at home in the playoffs during, their playoff runs, he'd be like, oh, they lose at home because, they get booed more at home than, they would on the road. Something along those lines. I'm like, dude, you're an Eagles fan. You guys do the same thing too. And he might say like, well, no, we do that if we feel like a guy's not trying or whatever. I'm like, I'm the same way.
No. We will boo you if your play is unacceptable. And you know what's funny? Again, Philly just gets shit on for everything. All right, we fans get shit on for everything. This is why I think we're the best, because literally I just don't think people understand. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, the very next year, 2018, they were the first game of the year, like most Super Bowl teams are.
Yeah.
And Nick Foles comes out. It was shit weather. I think they delayed the game 30 minutes or something like that. They unveiled the banner and everything. They came out and they laid a stinker in the first half, terrible. And the weather didn't help, but awful first half. Yeah, the fans booed him into halftime. And people were like, they won a Super Bowl and they're booing. Wow. And it's like, yeah, did you watch that half of football?
Yeah.
It was fucking terrible.
Yeah, great. You won. Great, guys. You won the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, we're trying to repeat. It's time to repeat. The celebration's over.
What? We can't boo a bad performance. If you're performing bad, you deserve to get booed. I don't understand. I understand shock and sadness being quiet, but that's just, bro. If you're not playing up to our standards, and you're a New York fan, you guys always talk about those high standards you got. Yeah, if you're not playing up to the standard, I'm gonna fucking boo you.
Yeah,
Boo-hoo.
I mean, if you're a lower tier player, but you're trying, you'll probably get the benefit of the doubt. But if you're like Alex Rodriguez and you don't come up big in most of the clutch situations, you're gonna get booed. But anyway.
Right.
Let's go on to football. A few notes of what happened in college football this past Saturday. Ohio State's season is basically over as far as playoffs go, because they lost to Oregon Did you see that game, Zach, or heard anything about it? Because from what I understand, that's a major upset.
Well, Jackie Poo, I spent all Saturday plopped on a couch from about 1 p.m. till like, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, watching college football all day long, ripping some bets. Didn't go through the way I wanted it to, but I was watching all that game. I watched Ohio State. Me and my buddy Sean, we were flipping through the channels. Just trying to catch every game, check in, see where everyone was on the field. Um, Ohio State was getting, I'd say Oregon for about 2.5, maybe even the full 3 quarters. Like they were in control the whole time, Oregon. And Ohio State made a good push. They have a good freshman quarterback, Stroud. Just trying to get his feet under him, man. He's playing for the Ohio State Buckeyes, coming in after Justin Fields. So, a lot of big shoes to fill. So, and Oregon's not a bad team. I think really Ohio State's problem is their defense. Giving up 35 points to Oregon. They gave up, I think, 27 to Minnesota the week before. They were getting run all over by a guy named Mohamed Ibrahim, who I wrote in my notes just for the draft next year for the NFL. Kid was running like a maniac before he tore his Achilles, which sucks. But that was a great game. There was a lot of great games, and Ohio State, playoff chances are definitely ruined after that. But I guess you have to see how everything else plays out. It is only week 2 technically, but it doesn't help because most teams that enter the playoffs are undefeated.
Yeah, basically, I mean, who knows? Maybe Ohio State fans could take some solace. I mean, they did win the national championship last year. I'm not being mistaken, right? I don't.
Who?
Ohio State. Wait, did Ohio State win the national championship last year, right? Or was that Alabama? I'm brain farting right now.
That was Alabama.
Alabama. Okay, I was gonna say,
man. Come on now, Ohio State beat
Clemson. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That was a bit of a shocker. It was a great game, but Justin Fields played out of his mind, and he didn't play bad against Alabama. It's just Alabama.
I was about to say, it's okay. Ohio State could probably take some solace in the fact that they did win last year, but then I remembered, wait a minute, that was just a playoff game.
Yeah, but we watched Rutgers versus Syracuse. That was another matchup because, Rutgers fan here. So got to throw them in there again. I threw them in my Shot with Zack Danielz episode, and I will be recording another Shot with Zack Danielz right after this episode to go over our fantasy football league. I'm going to give a little review of all the games. That's a little side piece action there. So Rutgers, though, they played they
beat Syracuse, much to the dismay of my friend Jake the Snake of the Marshall Street podcast. And Jake, I did play Jake in our FUNTS fantasy football league this week. He was my week 1 matchup, and I just want to say, Jake, suck it.
Yes. Well, I mean, I love the whole old Big East rivalry game aspect of it. They played Temple the first week, and they slaughtered them because Temple just is not as good. They had a couple good years, but then Matt Rule left, and they've just been not the same since. Well, Matt Rule went to Baylor, I think. Then he went to Carolina. But either way, the point, get back on track. Rutgers, just with Greg Schiano as the head coach, Greg Schiano bringing that hard-nosed defense again. Like, that's what they were known for in the mid-2000s when they were actually, like, pretty good. Winning 8+ games a year. The defense is back, and that showed. They only gave up 7 points to Syracuse, and I think 14 to Temple, and I think one of those was in garbage time. Like, they just rolled over Temple. Is that who I said before? Oh, I don't even know. Did I already have too much?
Yeah, already. I was gonna say you're drinking bourbon.
Yeah, man. We're gonna kick it up a notch. This episode of Shot with Zack Danielz will be fun. But yeah, man. Just this is the first time Rutgers is 2-0 since 2014. Just gonna throw that out there. Throw that out there. They won 2 games last year. Just gonna throw that out there. 2-0 for the first time in 7 years. I'm just saying, I believe if we go back to one of the first couple episodes of Funts, I said to keep an eye out for Rutgers. It's coming to fruition.
All right. All right. Rutgers, being impressive so far. Two more games I really want to touch on. Notre Dame. I know you won, but it was Toledo. Toledo! And let's see. You're ranked 12th in the nation, and you barely beat Toledo. Are you kidding me? So Brian Kelly's going to execute his players again.
What are they ranked now? Are they ranked 12th now?
I mean, I'm looking at freaking get out of my way ad for Associated Press. Like, come on. Yeah, I just looked at the AP Top 25 on their website. Yeah, they're ranked 12th.
Ranked 12th. Look at what they were last week then, because that had to drop. That had to drop.
All I know is that I didn't get to see the game because, they did something stupid like, oh, you had to be subscribed to Peacock or whatever in order to see the game. Like,
oh yeah,
come on.
Yeah. I'm a Peacock subscriber because they have the WWE network. They have all the wrestling for ECW, WWE, and WCW. So I hate Peacock. A side note, but the live TV is kind of cool. I don't understand how you put Notre Dame, one of the more, I hate it, but they're one of the more popular programs in the nation, and they were always nationally televised. Why would you put them on Peacock? I mean, I guess it's Toledo, but that game, I ended up, while we were chilling out, I was chilling at Sean's, that game was, I think, 16-14 at one point, or I think Toledo was winning, and I was like, I gotta turn this on. It turned out to be a pretty damn good game. And Toledo, I think, took the lead late.
Yeah.
They took the lead real late. And then of course, some bogus shit happened with Notre Dame. I think they got a penalty. It gave them a first down on a third down. They got a big first down, and then the very next play was a touchdown. There was only like a minute left in the game. You're thinking like, oh, maybe Toledo just has to stop them a couple times. No, Toledo. But hey, they went from number 8 to number 12 is what I just looked at.
Okay.
Good. Because they
makes sense. Yeah,
they deserve to be in the top 10.
No, not after that. All I saw from that game is apparently our quarterback, Jack Cohn, or whatever the hell his name is, got his finger pushed back into place shortly after it was dislocated. That's all I saw.
Yes, that was kind of cool. That was kind of badass, not gonna lie. That was really clutch. He ran over, the dude ripped his finger back into place, went to the huddle, and threw a touchdown. Not gonna lie, kind of cool.
Yeah, and final college football note, game I want to talk about. Well, listen, I just ripped on Notre Dame, but listen, it could have been a lot worse for them. They could beat Florida State right now.
Dude, that was... I didn't watch any of that game. I was kind of like, how the hell is Florida State losing to Jacksonville State? And then I saw the Hail Mary. What in the fuck?
Right? I saw that happen. I'm like, did I just see that? And even the cheerleaders, you could see in the video, they were just like, oh my God.
Oh, that was great. That was GIF material right there.
Did you just say GIF?
Is it GIF or GIF? I
GIF.
hate this conversation. I don't give a fuck.
Brian says GIF to annoy me. I mean,
yeah, I get it. Graphics, right?
Yes.
Graphics interface. I don't know. I don't.
Hey, Zach, for Christmas,
GIF sounds better.
For GIF is peanut butter. Hey, Zach, for Christmas, I'm gonna get you a nice GIF. How does that sound?
Dude, I mean, go for it. I fudging left. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't have jokes for GIFs anymore. Or GIFs or GIFs. I don't know. You're confusing me.
All right. Fuck. Well, let's get to the pros. Let's start off with my team, the Jets. They fell to the Panthers. My dumbass forgot to keep the score up on screen. I believe it was 19-14, if I remember correctly.
19-14.
Okay, yes.
19-14. I was in front of the TV all day for this one too. It was a great weekend of football, man.
All right. Well, I guess I can say immediately, looking at Robert Saleh, a complete 180 from Adam Gase. He's into it. He's involved in every play basically. But here's the thing for the Jets though. You know who their best player was that game? The kicker. And guess what he was good for? Not kicking, punting.
Oh yeah, what was going on with that?
Yeah, basically, our block. I forget if one of our blockers got pushed into the punter or if he was an imbecile and fell into him. But yeah, our punter got injured after like the first punt. But there was a penalty on that play on the Jets, and the Panthers were going to be jerks about it and be like, okay, we're going to make you punt again. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? But the kicker actually did a good job punting. Like, he pinned the Panthers back deep a few times.
I saw one of them because it was the second guy, and I think his name was actually Amendola, and it had two M's, and he boomed one. Like, he kicked one from like 110-yard line to the other 10-yard line. It was sick. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'd say if the Jets won, give him the game ball, but. But yeah, Zach Wilson made his debut. He was, kind of some slack. He is a rookie. It's his first career start. He began to pick it up in the second. Maybe you could argue it was, garbage time around the second touchdown. He went 20 for 37, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I mean, like I said, I thought he was all right. I saw a little bit of 2 things. One, rookie jitters. Like, he's never been to an actual NFL game before in his life. That was literally the first time he's ever attended a game, let alone played in one. And the offensive line wasn't that good for him. And it got much worse after Mekhi Becton got hurt. Now, thankfully, I thought it was going to be much worse, like an ACL or MCL tear or something. I mean, I think he, sprained, if I'm not mistaken, he sprained something, but I think he's getting second opinions to see if he can avoid surgery. But if he's getting surgery, he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. I'm like, all right, at least he's not out for the year. But of course, as I feared, Sam Darnold, along with Robbie Anderson, basically gave the Jets the finger. Darnold went 24 for 35, 279 yards. I mean, that's not that much more yards than Zach Wilson now that I look at it. His 1 touchdown to Robbie Anderson, and it was a deep ball, too. So, yeah, I know Joe Douglas has done mostly good in his time as Jets GM, but I think that was like a little rubbing salt in the wound if you're Sam Darnold, Robbie Anderson doing that to the Jets.
Right. I'm looking at those stats for Wilson. I mean, dude, those are pretty good rookie numbers. 20 for 37, 258, 2 touchdowns, a pick. I mean, he covered all bases for a rookie, and he plays for the Jets, who were historically bad last year.
Yeah, and apparently
I don't know. I think it's acceptable.
Yeah, and Denzel Mims, they only ran for 1 play, and it was late, and it was a big gain. It's like, okay, you gotta get. I don't know if it was maybe necessarily a discipline issue with him or whatever, but you gotta get him more involved in the game.
Well, listen, something about the Panthers too. Whatever people think about Sam Darnold, they have Christian McCaffrey healthy. He went 21 carries for 98 yards or something like that. It was some crazy number. And he had 98 yards on the ground. He had 9 catches and 89 yards through the air. Like, the dudes, they have Christian McCaffrey. If he's healthy and on the field, the Panthers are automatically dangerous no matter who the quarterback is.
Yeah.
And honestly, it didn't help Teddy Bridgewater. You look at how I'm switch real quick because I know we're going to talk to them after this. But you look at how Teddy Bridgewater looked. Oh yeah, let's do the transition real quick then. If Teddy Bridgewater last year for the Panthers had him, I mean, you never know. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater's still a quarterback for the Panthers.
Yeah.
What then? So, but yeah, let's. I watched the Giants fall to the Broncos because that was after another notable game we'll get to. I had a lot of fun watching the Giants lose to the Broncos horribly. They looked absolutely atrocious, and I'm not kidding. I think Giants fans would agree with me. Jones fumbled again. 22 for 37, 267 yards. You got a touchdown. I mean, the only guy on that team that looked like he gave a shit or was doing really well was Sterling Shepard. And Saquon Barkley is like fulfilling my prophecy that he is a bust. Like he is manifesting my energy that I had years ago that I was wrong about. He's looking like a 1-year wonder right now. But man, he's been like the worst. I listened to another podcast talking about how
he's coming off an ACL injury. They're probably being very treading very lightly with him.
No. They apparently said, like, on another podcast, they said the last, like, 5 games, he's been one of the worst running backs in the NFL. In his last 5 games that he's played, he's been one of the worst running backs in the NFL. It's just the truth. He's just... Now, look, yeah, not a good offensive line. No other real weapons around. Well, I think Slayton, Shepard... They got Galladay. What are they doing? They have Kenny Galladay, and they didn't use him until garbage time. What? That dude's a beast. Throw him the ball, Giants fans. Throw him the ball, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Judge's logic was there. Like, but before I get into Joe Judge, I just want to say, Daniel Jones, how could this kid keeps fumbling again and again and again? It's like, okay, when is it going to end with him before you realize, okay, you know what? You can't even protect the football. Like, Giant fans are probably right now are feeling like Tim McGraw's character in Friday Night Lights. If you've seen that movie. Yeah, you're going to have to bring out duct tape.
Well, look, he leads the league in turnovers since 2019.
Yeah, that's awful.
Wow. But here's the thing. Here's the problem, though. What, are you going to put in Mike Glennon?
Yeah, that option's not much better. But, yeah, I gotta say this about Joe Judge. Like, I'm watching that game. The Broncos score a touchdown. And, you know, it's common knowledge in the NFL now. Every scoring play and turnover is reviewed. So, that touchdown gets reviewed. Who throws the challenge flag anyway? Joe Judge. What the hell are you looking for, man? Like, okay, he stepped close to the sideline. Well, here's the thing. Even if you challenged that, you would have lost. So, like, what are you doing? And that cost the Giants a timeout, too. Like, I thought Joe Judge, you know, he did well. I thought he did well last year, all things considered. But he really got out-coached and, like, completely outclassed in this game, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you know, watching it, the Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater looked clean, man. He looked really sharp. You know, he just did what he had to do. He's now second in the league in completion percentage, right behind Russell Wilson, who had a great game against the Colts and a certain quarterback we will not name. But and I love it. I love it. Just stay and play 75% of the snaps. Anyway, yeah, Teddy Bridgewater played out of his mind, honestly. Like, nothing like what we saw last year with the Panthers.
I forgot to put that game down, by the way.
I mean, no, it's okay. I mean, like, it was just the fact that the Broncos looked so ready to go, and their defense is going to be pretty good, and they looked very good, but also, you know, against the Giants and that offensive line and Daniel Jones. And, dude, I'm telling you, man, Saquon Barkley just did not look impressive. I just didn't. There was no, like, he got the ball and then he was tackled. There was nothing, like, he does not look the same. I don't care if you had an ACL injury or not. He was looking this way last year before he got injured too. It was just, you know, we'll see, because, you know, it is only 1 week, but I don't know, man. It's not that team is just not looking good.
No, it isn't.
I love it.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, I forgot to talk about, you know, or make note of, you know, Trevor Lawrence making his NFL debut. Let's look at the stats here. 332 yards, not bad. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but, you know, the Texans beat the Jaguars, but I guess that could kind of be expected. One, it is the Jaguars, and, you know, right now
the Jaguars are not good.
Yeah, and right now, even with the quarterback debacle with the Texans, right now they just have more experience, despite how far back Bill O'Brien set them. But yeah, and Mac Jones, 281 yards, one touchdown as they lost to the Dolphins. So I'd say that was,
Close game.
yeah, I'd say that's an economical performance by Mac Jones, to say the least. But anyway, back here.
Oh, oh, Jack, wait. Before anything, just anyone listening, please go watch the Tyrod Taylor highlights. The dude lit it up against the Jaguars. Like, I think he's trying to have a comeback season. He doesn't want anyone to even think about Deshaun Watson.
You're not replacing me this time. But yeah, I got us also a shout out to Jay Ritchie. He probably really enjoyed that game, considering he was there and he's a big Broncos fan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was loving that game. Melvin Gordon had like the dagger touchdown, like he run, and that was it. Like I texted him then. I was like, game.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about your birds beating up the Dirty Birds.
I got the new Brandon Graham jersey. Added that to the collection because Brandon Graham is a legend of Philadelphia. And I watched that whole game, start to finish, didn't miss a single snap. They looked great. And the best part is this: I've been reading. There's been people saying, oh, well, they're the Falcons. Matt Ryan is washed, and they don't have any defense. They don't have many other options outside of like Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts, their new rookie tight end. Yeah, they were like favored by 4.5 points, by more than a field goal to win the game against the Eagles. So throw that out the window because they absolutely dominated the Falcons. Like, and you know what? That if the Falcons do stink, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stomp those teams that apparently stink.
Yeah.
And they came out. They were winning. The first catch of Devontae Smith's career was a touchdown. I swear, I almost dry heaved. It was sick. It was such a perfect floater to the end zone. And Zach Ertz set up like a screen. He didn't do anything. He didn't block. It wasn't pass interference. It was perfect. And then Jalen Hurts, another touchdown pass, like just weaving in and out of linemen, and whipped one right to Dallas Goedert. It was and after that it was just and Nick Sirianni went for a 2. That was in a 2-minute drill. Jalen Hurts looks like the calmest dude in the world when playing football now. And that 2-minute drill was a touchdown right before the end of the first half. And Sirianni's like, hey, let me whip my dick out and just show you what I'm working with here. And they took a 2-point conversion, so they went into the half 15-6, up by 2 scores. And after that, the defense locked them down. They didn't give up a touchdown. Those were 2 field goals to 6 points. Just the second half was all defensive line. I think I shared with a picture with you guys. Like, let's check in on the second half of the Falcons-Eagles game. And it was just... It's a picture that's going viral where Matt Ryan just looks flattened on the turf in Atlanta. And, I mean, yeah, that's just how the game went, really. So, it was fun to watch. We'll see how it goes this week. Like I said, don't want to put too much stock in it. Apparently the Falcons stink, even though they were picked to beat us in their own... we went into their home territory and beat them. Now, we get to go... I'm pretty sure we go home. I'm going to look that up really quick. Sorry about this. But they do play the 49ers. And the 49ers, while scoring 41 points, ironically winning a game 41-33, by the way. I think they play them at home. So they open the Lincoln Financial Field against the 49ers. And I think that'll be a shootout. I think that'll be a fun game because they put up 41 points. But I'm telling you, this Eagles offense, Jalen Reagor, Devontae Smith looks so good. Oh, he's just getting open. Every pass to him, there was like no one near him within 5 yards. It was awesome. So Not going to put too much stock yet. It's only week 1. You know, we're probably going to say things about these guys that could end up, for every game we've gone over, we could say things about these guys that'll probably just end up being false. You never know. But
it happens.
Feels good. Feels good right now. Really does. And I think the Jets should feel better I feel like Jets fans should feel better than Giants fans right now.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a terrible game, but I wish they could have, the effort they had in the second half. I wish they could have made that out into a whole game. So we play the Patriots next. I'm not exactly holding my breath. The Giants play Washington tomorrow, or this morning if you're listening to the podcast as the time as it's released. And what was I gonna say? Wait, and I said that completely wrong. The Giants play Washington tonight.
They play the Washington football team.
Yeah, they play Washington tonight. If you're listening to it, Thursday morning as we release the podcast. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, honestly, I think Washington's gonna win tomorrow. I hate to say it, and I think just because Robert Saleh's a rookie coach, it's still Bill Belichick over there. I think the Patriots beat the Jets, but Jets did get a little help from the Steelers. They beat the Bills in Buffalo, surprisingly. And yeah, sorry, I'm also looking at this replay of the Yankee game. Gleyber Torres still can't field, but we'll get to that later. And also, the Ravens lost 2 key contributors, Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards, to 2 ACL tears. Well, they had to suck it up and play a Monday Night Football game earlier this week. And I gotta say, that game was incredible. That ending alone was incredible. I mean, the Ravens were controlling basically the entire game, and Zach, you fell asleep when the Ravens were well ahead. I stayed up.
It was
kept watching.
It was 17-10 when I turned everything off. I was passing out. I was I'm done. It's a Monday night, going to bed, time for work. And the next morning I wake up and I believe I had a bet on. It was Darren Waller 50 yards and a touchdown, which is, oh my God, that was easy money. Wish I put more, honestly. Because he had 10 receptions for 105 yards and a touchdown. I was like, I saw the score 33-27 in overtime. I was like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, a lot happened. And, it went to overtime. Raiders complete a long, make a long completion. Receiver dives for the end zone. Looks like a touchdown. The refs called a touchdown. Everyone's on the field celebrating. They're even doing the handshakes with the Ravens. The Ravens practically accepted defeat there, but they reviewed and his knee was short. So, everyone had to go back to the sidelines, goal line stand, and then during the goal line stand, there was a false start penalty. So they had to back up 5 yards. Derek Carr throws it through the hands of his receivers, and I forget if it hits a Raven or a Raider in the helmet, but it hits someone in the helmet, and then it lands perfectly in the arms of one of the Ravens defenders. I'm like, oh my God, you were that close to winning it, and you blew it! I couldn't believe it. But the Ravens couldn't do much on that drive. It was third down, and looked like the Raiders were about to sack Lamar Jackson for a loss and be all right, they got to punt it. Now all the Raiders got to do is kick a field goal. They don't need to score a touchdown. But, Jackson gets stripped of the ball, so now they're already in field goal territory because the Raiders recover. All right, Gleyber Torres, you might be redeeming yourself here. But at that point,
we're not on the Ravens.
I'm also watching the Yankee game. Shut up. But yeah, look. First play of the drive, we're thinking, okay, Carr is gonna hand it off to Kenyon Drake, and he'll just run it into position for the kicker, because it's not like a close field goal, but it's not like it was a 50-yarder or anything. But to everyone's surprise, it's like a draw play. I think it was a draw play. And Carr throws it deep to a guy wide open. Easy catch. Just struts in for the touchdown, and Raiders win anyway.
It was awesome.
It really was. I'm glad I stayed up for that.
I'll have to look up the highlights of that one, because people were talking about it oh, that's part of that could be game of the year. I was like, did you watch the Buccaneers and Cowboys on Thursday? Goddamn.
That was a good game too that I forgot to bring up.
Yeah, great for NFL. There's always drama, so it's always fun to watch. And like you said, that Steelers game was an upset. I don't know if Dolphins winning was an upset, but it's just the NFL. Every game's pretty damn good. I was just glad that I was watching one of the few laughers. Two of the few laughers, one against the Giants and one for the Eagles. So, my weekend was just comfortable.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of drama, let's get to baseball. And, my favorite team, they're about to freaking lose to the Orioles right now. Like I said, we're recording Wednesday night. Gary Sanchez, you are useless. They played the Subway Series against the Mets, and the Mets took that series 2-1, and there was a lot of drama. Apparently, Saturday night, the Yankees, were sign stealing because one of the Mets pitchers was tipping their pitches or whatever. Okay, that's on you, bud. And they were. And the Yankees in the dugout were lining them, though, with, whistles or something? And the Mets took exception to that. Francisco Lindor hits his second home run of the night, and, he's mocking Gleyber Torres as he's rounding second, pretending to whistle. Later in the game, Giancarlo Stanton hits a bomb to tie the game, and he takes once he reaches second base, reaches Lindor, he stopped trotting. He's just flat out chirping him, saying stop talking shit or whatever. And that led to benches clearing and a whole lot of drama. But of course, the Mets got the last laugh. Ugh. Francisco Lindor hits a go-ahead home run in the bottom of the eighth. Then the Mets take that game. And of course, Stanton made the final out, popping out to Lindor. Now, I'm just going to say, listen, if the Yankees were using cameras and stuff, doing Astros stuff, then yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, you should get punished for that. Anything within the diamond, though, that's on you to protect. So, that's just me. I'm being honest with you. But, looking at the Yankees, the freaking terrible play they've had lately, they lost the series got swept by the Blue Jays, who are now tied with Boston for the top two wildcard spots. We're a half game back at the time of this recording. They're about to lose another series not series. They're about to lose a game to the Orioles. And something big happened. It's top of the ninth. Runners on the corners, maybe? I'm getting off topic. But yeah, at this point, I don't even want to see the Yankees in the wildcard game. I can't believe this team went on a 13-game winning streak. This really is the same team? What the hell happened? You guys got swept by the Blue Jays at home. You guys barely beat the Twins on a walk-off. Oh, it was an exciting game. Yeah, it's the Twins. You're supposed to beat them. Grass is green, sky is blue. Yankees beat the Twins, no matter who's in uniform. What, you expect me to think things are back? Expect me to think things are back in track after that? Yeah, they couldn't get through the Subway Series. And of course, freaking Mets brainlets I see on Twitter, acting like Francisco Lindor owns the Yankees franchise. Okay, the only guy Francisco Lindor owns on the Yankees is Chad Green. Because if you remember, Lindor hit that grand slam off him when he was on the Indians in the 2017 ALDS. A series which the Yankees still won, by the way. But Chad Green, you're going to hear a great... If you make it all the way to the end of the episode, stay tuned to after the music. You're going to hear me curse out Chad Green. Be a nice little blooper for you. But Chad Green's been absolutely horrendous lately. I trust him less than Chapman, and that's saying something. Anyway. It's 2-0. I'm thinking Lindor's already hit 2 home runs today. Did this umpire just eject someone? But anyway. Don't tell me. Yeah. 2-0. It's 2-0 count. I'm thinking, okay, pitch around Lindor. Don't give him anything to hit, because I know he's going to hit a home run. And of course, he gives him a fucking meatball down the middle. And as soon as it went off the bat, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. But I don't even want to see the Yankees in the wild card game. I'm just expecting bad things if that happens. You got anything to say, Zach?
Yeah, maybe I should have prepared a little bit more.
Oh, you said you want to rant about the Phillies. I mean, I didn't necessarily prepare this rant. Oh, but anyway, but while you think about that, I forgot to say, watching this game that's going on as we're recording, Chad Green gave up the lead again, to the freaking Baltimore Orioles. Bottom of the 8th. 2-run home run, the Orioles take the lead 3-2. It's the top of the 9th. Come on, Yankees. Even if the Yankees win this game, I can't even be excited. But anyway, where do you even want to start with the Phillies, Zach?
So, the Phillies are the worst thing about my life ever. I'm convinced. Because I hope this doesn't happen with the Eagles. Where we joke like, oh, we sold our soul to get a Super Bowl. Like, maybe we did. I mean, like, I might have. We really needed a Super Bowl. But we had won a World Series before 2008. And since 2008, we went like a roller coaster ride where it starts, at the top, and then you look over the hill and you see it's coming, and then you drop. And you just keep going and going and going. We're still going down, man. We're still going down, but here's the worst part. They like to think we're going back up. They like to make us think that we're going back up. And we're just not. We're just not. We're just mediocre. We just hover around 500 for like 3-4 years now. 3 years. We've been just hovering around 500.
Thank you, Brett
Gardner.
Like, all of a sudden, sorry, go on. Brett Gardner just gave the Yankees the lead. But anyway, go on. You're hovering around 500. That's where you were.
Don't you fucking interrupt me right now. I'm on a goddamn roll.
Go.
We hover around 500. And then, like, for the first time in what felt like, I think it was like 5 years, they go on an 8-game win streak in early August. One of those games was my bachelor party. One of the things we did was go to a Phillies game and watch the Phillies beat the Mets. And I had $50 on the game. I doubled my money. Great bachelor party. That was like, I think, win number 4, win number 5 out of the streak. It was the first time they won 5 games in like 5 years. And they went to 8 games. Cool. But they beat crap teams. Then they played the Dodgers. When they lost 2 of 3. Then they played the Reds. Not a bad team. The Reds are all right. They lost 2 of 3. Then they played the Diamondbacks. August 17th, you can officially say the season ended. They got swept by one of the worst teams in the league. What did they do? They followed that up by winning 2 of 3 to the Padres. Are you fucking kidding me? The Padres are actually decent. Then they played the Rays.
But yeah.
Then either way, point is, Padres not a bad team. Won 2 of 3. But they couldn't even win a game off one of the worst teams in the league. Followed up with the Rays. Actually those 2 games were not too bad, but the Rays, not bad. They're pretty freaking good. I think you would know that, Jack. And then What do? They go back home to play the Diamondbacks. And guess what? They lost to the Diamondbacks. I'm sorry, they had a 4-game series, but they still lost to the Diamondbacks. You're supposed to sweep those series. You have to sweep those series.
Yeah, good teams beat bad teams. End of story.
That's what they do. And then we played the Nationals. They swept the Nationals. Great. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, we're on a 6-game win streak. Build me back up, Buttercup. But what do? We go play the Marlins in Miami. When the Phillies play the Marlins in important games, it doesn't work out. We lose 2 out of 3. Then we play the Brewers. We crush them. Then we get crushed. And it's just a roller coaster ride. But then recently, they played the Rockies in a 4-game series at home, right? 4-game series at home. The Rockies are one of the worst road teams in the sport. They were like 18-50 going into Philadelphia. Guess what, Jack? 4 games, they won 3. How are you supposed to win a division if you can't beat the worst teams? Everyone was boasting about how, the Phillies have like the easiest schedule and didn't matter. They're now, I think, 5 games out behind the Braves because the Braves just keep going because that's what the Braves do. They actually have like a farm system. They don't trade people away. They don't hire apparently dinosaur managers like Girardi who make goofy fucking calls. Oh, by the way, the guy that we fired a couple years ago, guess who he's leading? The team that's 41 games above 500. A team that's beating the Dodgers, the last year World Series champion.
Wait, the Giants? Gabe Kapler?
Yes, they are winning over the Dodgers right now. Or if they're not, I'm sorry. They're pretty much right there. They're going to go to the... How about this, Jack? They're going to go to the playoffs with the guy we fired because we thought he was stupid. And we thought we were smart because we got Joe Girardi, and he's doing the same dumb shit Gabe Kapler was doing. Why? Because we don't know how to build a roster. We don't know how to build a farm system. We don't want to spend money at certain times. Oh, and then we have Bryce Harper for 13 years. He's in year 3. He is putting up MVP-like numbers right now. He is playing like the MVP because he legitimately is the most valuable player on this team. But guess what? No one else around him is doing what they need to do. And maybe I love Andrew McCutchen. I'm not gonna give him shit because you know what? He's having like a renaissance year. He's like 50 years old and he is still hitting home runs when he can. But recently he's been on the downturn. Gene Segura was hot for a while. He's on the downturn. Reese Hoskins got hurt. He's out. JT Realmuto. Oh my God, dude. I know you were banged up from injuries, but what in the fuck is going on with you? The pitching and the nail in the coffin was Vince Velasquez, Vinny Velo, getting designated for assignment, not getting picked up, and then today signed with the Padres. We should have let go of Vincent Velasquez 3 years ago. What is the definition of insanity, Jack?
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different.
Thank you. That is the Phillies. You do the same shit, mask it as something else, and nothing happens. And then you collapse in September. Aaron Nola is barely, me and Steve were talking about him being an ace. He is barely a 4 right now. In September, he's a 5, if even that.
Jeez,
what in the hell is going on with this team? I feel like we're in purgatory. I don't know what it's going to take to get out of it. We're going to be just, I swear to God, if we finish this year below 81 wins, if we finish below 500, Joe Girardi could be fired. And I don't blame him. Why'd we bring you in? I thought you were good. Whatever. I guess you can't deal with a National League team with no DH and a totally stacked bought roster. I don't know. That's just me. But I'm done. They were winning. Hold on a second. Let me check this out.
While you look that up,
they were winning.
While you look that up, I completely forgot. Last week to mention the Giants do have more superstars than Buster Posey. They also have Chris Bryant and Evan Longoria among other guys. So.
And Yastrzemski. They're a good. They're not an amazing team, but they're just coached right and they play right.
They're like the they're like the Islanders. Like these guys have their roles and they just happily fill them.
But what the fuck is Gabe Kapler doing there? What is he doing? What are we doing? Why did we give up another run in the 9th? We were winning 5-4. Now it's tied and going to the bottom of the 9th. What the fuck are we doing?
Oh man.
I'm done.
And I thought I went off on on the Yankees before. Maybe I need some bourbon. I could be as angry as you are.
Does your team have a winning record? Does your team have a winning record? They probably had a winning record all year long, and they've been in the playoffs for years.
Yeah, we are 81-64.
You are guaranteed 500.
You guys are 500.
Yeah, but we've not. We literally, like, just hover around 500 all year long, and then like this was the year we finally got away from it. Like we were several games ahead of 500, and it amounted to nothing. We're back to where we were, and we're losing. We lost to the Cubs yesterday. We were apparently 1 inning away from winning tonight, and I'm looking now. They're starting the bottom of the ninth.
By the way, I will say this though, just because I forgot to mention it before. Your catcher, whoever he is, can he at least tag a guy as he's trying to score home? Because Gary Sanchez can't.
Well, look. Gary Sanchez is the only instance I think on your team where insanity, the definition of insanity, comes into play.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he sucked for like the past 2 years.
Did you see that? Thankfully, Brett Gardner just got tagged out at home. Otherwise, I wouldn't have realized this. But yeah, I completely forgot that play where Gary Sanchez, dude, you have this guy out by a mile. How the hell do you miss that tag? Did you see it?
Dude, he stepped out of the way like a pussy.
You're a catcher who can't catch. God.
Yeah, real.
Anyway, Zach, you got anything else on the Phillies before you forget?
No, I think I'm good. I'm just like, how about this? I'm also saying this because a lot of the things that I've said since we've started this podcast, just talking bullshit in sports, a lot of things I say turn against me. I'm hoping this rant just goes into the ether and just sprinkles a little magic. Hopefully they win this game tonight. Maybe they'll go to 73-72. I have no idea. Is my phone getting updated? Let me see. Nope, Ian Kennedy. Nope, it was Ian Kennedy who let go of he got another blown save because coming to the Phillies is like, you're just going to blow saves. That's just what you do. Hector Neris became like an amazing relief pitcher the moment they stopped putting him in the ninth inning. But the ninth inning starts, if you're a Phillies pitcher, you're going to blow the save. That's just what you do.
Yeah. I could probably say the same thing about some of the Yankees pitchers. Come on.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Look, I'll admit you've had a weird season, Jack, but I'm telling you, this has been the Phillies for like 4 years straight or something. Like it feels like it doesn't stop. It feels like it doesn't stop. Last year, I think they led, in the 60-game season, they led in 49 of those games. They led in 49 of 60 games, and they blew the most games of any team in the league. And I think they finished under 500.
Wow. Oh, man. That does sound awful.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's nonstop. It's just nonstop.
Yep. Yeah, I think, who knows, any Philly fans are probably saying you hit the nail on the head right now as far as the frustration goes for you. But other baseball news, Ryan Braun, I think was this today or yesterday? Do you remember?
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, Ryan Braun, 6-time All-Star, an MVP, Rookie of the Year, and a 5-time Silver Slugger, has announced his retirement. He played 14 years, all with the Milwaukee Brewers. And I'm trying to find some stats on him now. Let's see. Career batting average, 296, pretty good. And with 352 career home runs. So, Ryan Braun, I mean, congrats on retirement. He got into a little PED trouble, right? Didn't he? I mean,
yeah, but
yeah, I guess what it is. I mean, as far as Hall of Fame player, I'd say jury's out on that. So.
Oh yeah, that's totally up to whoever's on the ballot, I guess. We'll have to see.
Okay. Anyway, get into a couple other sports, and then we'll wrap up for the tonight. Basketball, it's going to be really quick. Hey, Zach, has the Sixers traded Ben Simmons yet?
Nope.
Okay. All right, we're done with basketball. Hockey. This is something I keep forgetting to bring up. The NHL is going to be back into bringing their players back into the Winter Olympics. I'm like, ooh, I cannot wait to see that. I mean, I do love seeing the best players for Canada and USA squaring up against each other. It makes for great hockey. And Christian Dvorak has been traded from the Arizona Coyotes to the Montreal Canadiens. And final hockey note, Kirill Kaprizov, the Calder Trophy winner, still doesn't have a new contract with the Minnesota Wild. And talks have gotten silent. I'm like, might have a little issues there, Minnesota. My thing is, though, with the Wild, they bought out the contracts of Zach Parise and Ryan Suter. You still don't have this guy signed yet? I mean, this guy must want some kind of ludicrous deal, but I'm sure eventually. I mean, he's a restricted free agent. I'm sure they'll get something done eventually.
Hey, I can't believe that hockey wasn't in the Olympics.
It was just. I mean, they were. You mean the NHL players weren't in the Olympics?
Wait, they weren't allowed to be in the Olympics?
They were for a time. They just didn't the last time, and now they're back.
All right, cool.
Some kind of CBA agreement or something along those lines. I don't know off the top of my head. So
yeah, that's usually what'll do it. But I mean, like, is there? Would you say I know we're America. We do this like every league because we think we're the best. Is like the NHL actually like the best in the world? I mean, absolutely. I actually do believe it when it comes to American like leagues. You know, like the NBA is the best. NFL is the only one. MLB, I mean, like America's greatest pastime.
NHL,
soccer, no.
Yeah, NHL absolutely is the best. You know, the best players usually come from Canada. Canada usually is winning the gold medal, and if whoever comes, I mean, if it's not Canada, it's usually like the United States nipping on their heels, and if not them, you know, there's Russia. You know, Russia's got the second biggest league, and the second biggest hockey league in the world, the KHL. So hopefully that opens your eyes a little bit. Anyway, Zach, anything else you want to talk about? You want to give anyone some fantasy football updates regarding us?
No, man. Like I said, I'm going to continue drinking for tonight, and I'm going to record a shot with Zack Danielz because I have had more than a shot right now. I'm just having straight up glasses of bourbon. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to get that Phillies thing off my chest. I'm sorry it took. We definitely went over today on.
I don't care. It's all good.
Oh no, dude, that's like you started complaining about the Yankees, and I look, I get it. I've been watching the Yankees. They're having a weird year. You know, seriously, 13 wins, and then you followed up with like 9 straight losses.
Your roller coaster was up, down. The Yankees is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's like, geez, I can't get excited. Okay, we're one more out away from winning this. Chapman might have an economic outing for once. Who knows? But yeah, as far as the fantasy football league goes, I mean, you know, Big Red scored the most out of anyone today. He obviously won. We'll give him what?
No. What were you gonna say? Sorry, we can edit that out.
I'm too lazy to edit that out. But
oh my god! All right, dude. Well, look, I'm gonna go over it. I'm gonna drink and look at these scores and look at players specifically because like in fantasy, that's the beauty of fantasy. Sometimes you put in Aaron Rodgers and you in one league in my case, my money league. Our FUNTS one is for fun, and we're gonna get a trophy for that. By the way, anyone listening that is involved, we will be having a trophy at some point. At the end, we will ship it to anyone who wins. I'm actually wondering for the FUNTS that are in the league, like the guys that are actually on the show, that actually wanted to be a part of this, even though me and you are like the main guys doing this. We're carrying the heavy load here. Should we have like a losers challenge?
I do not know because I already have to eat pineapple on pizza. I'm afraid of what would happen to me if I if something
Yeah, get the
happens
fuck
to him.
on that, man.
Well, Darley hasn't been around lately. Darley needs to be present for this because I'm not buying that garbage. He is.
Yeah, man, he got engaged and like he disappeared. I'm
And,
calling you out, Darley. Right?
and he's busy with work. He's listening to us. He's saying we're doing a very good job. So
I know he's busy with work. That's really what it comes down to. I've been very busy with work. I just need this has become my sanctuary at times. So
but yeah,
and that's why I'm gonna enter that sanctuary after this.
yeah, my old man had a good performance. So did my lady. Zach, you won. Big Red, scored more than anyone.
Hey. Let me take care of
Go for
that. All right. I'll get
good.
on
The
that
Yankees
right
won.
after
Good.
this.
Thank God the Yankees won.
So did the Phillies at the same time. It updated.
Woo! All right. For once, a good baseball night. For once.
Let's end it on that. That's a good note. That's a good note right there.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, if you made it this far, thank you very much for listening. Be sure to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FUNTS Podcast and on TikTok now at funts.podcast. And be sure to follow us on Facebook at Fat Athletic Nerds Talking Sports. Be sure to also subscribe to us on YouTube, and I already said subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. This is JackKnife alongside the Zack Danielz. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Salute.
What happened, but Chad Green, you motherfucker! Fuck you! The Yankees are about to lose to the Orioles.